All right, guys. Welcome to the 5.5 video. Again, we're just doing more solving. We're just kind of looking at equations in a different way. So when you look down here, for example, right, this doesn't quite look exactly the same as we did in the past couple times. Okay, but what I want to show you is that this is basically the exact same thing. So we're just doing the same thing over and over again, just kind of a different way. And then I'm going to show you some graphing on not the Inspire, but on Desmos, because you guys can use that at home. And we'll kind of go look at some of that. So again, what we're trying to do, again, solve equations by graphing linear equations and then also absolute value equations. All right, so that's kind of the idea of today. So this video should be pretty short too. We got pretty short notes on 5.5. So my claim is that if I write this as y equals negative x plus 1 and y equals 2x minus 5, this is the exact same thing as this right here. Okay. Me breaking it apart like this is the exact same thing as me writing it like this. Okay? And I want you to think about that for 30 seconds. You can pause me and think about it. But the reason why that is that I have, I've created this equation. I've broken this apart, and I've got a y equals here. I could just take this, or I could take the first one and plug it in for y equals down here, right? I know that y is equal to negative x plus 1. So wherever I see y in my second equation, okay, I can just plug in negative x plus 1. So if I do that, I get negative x plus 1 equals 2x minus 5. All right. So now this is the exact same thing as what's up here. Okay. So basically, we're just doing the exact same thing. I'm just showing it to you in a different way. Okay? So basically, we have two different equations. And again, when we're trying to solve by graphing, okay, we can do that. We kind of break it apart and look to see where they cross. Okay. And we're going to do that here on Desmos in a second. So I'm going to stop sharing this for a second, and then I'm going to pull up Desmos. So that first equation was negative x plus 1 equals 2x minus 5. And then if I break this apart, okay, now what I want you to do is look at this. Okay, so you see three lines here on the graph. Okay, so this red one, okay, this vertical line here, okay, and I want you to think about, and I want you to look at where they cross. So my solution to this red equation was 2, right? You see how it's always at 2. And I want you to look at where these two graphs cross. Okay, they cross at 2, right? That's not a coincidence, right? That's why, just based on the way we set this up, okay, I'm going to go back to the notes in a second, right? When you solve for x, which we can do that real quick, okay? If I solve for x real quick, so I have negative x plus 1 equals 2x minus 5. I'm solving for x, okay? I can add the x this way, and I can add 5 to the other side. Okay, this cancels, these cancel, and I get 6 equals 3x, and I get x equals 2. Okay, so that gives you that vertical line. But remember, when we talked about solving systems of equations, right, we're always going to have two solutions. Okay, and so if I take this and plug it back in, when I break it apart, I get my negative 1, right? I get negative 2, so I get y equals negative 2, negative x, but x is 2, plus 1. And I get y equals negative 1. So there's my solution. Okay. And so we're just giving you different ways of, or just giving you different representations of the same thing, right? But I kind of wanted to show you this on Desmos so you can kind of see how everything connects, right? So we found a solution for x, right? And then when we break it apart, we can then find our solution for y. Right? And that's what's kind of happening here with the green and blue line. Okay, so now if I pull up the notes again, real quick, okay, I'm going to do the same thing for the next two equations. Okay, so I just need to look at this. So we're going to do the same thing here and the same thing here. So pull up Desmos again. And I want to clear these lines out. And the first equation was 1/2 x minus 3 minus 3 equals 2x. So there's our solution. Our x value is going to be -2. And if I break this into two different equations, you're going to see something. 1/2 x minus 3 and y equals 2x. Okay. Lo and behold, they cross at when my x value is -2. When I plug that in, I get -4. And there's our solution. Okay. And then the last problem on these notes. Okay. Remember absolute value. Remember kind of what those look like. They look like the V. Okay. Because when you think about absolute value, you have, if I tell you what's the absolute value of, if I give you the absolute value of x equals 2, okay, well then x could be either -2 or +2, right? Because the absolute value of -2 equals 2, and the absolute value of +2 also equals 2, right? So we have these two solutions, okay? So we have that left-hand side and that right-hand side, and we get that little v, okay? So the same thing's going to happen here. Okay, I can kind of set this up. I have absolute value. ABS is absolute value on Desmos. And the equation is x plus 1, okay, equals the absolute value of 2x minus 4. Okay. And again, right, now we have two solutions. Well, that kind of makes sense because when we have that v, right, we're going to have that left-hand side and that right-hand side, and we're going to have these two solutions. And the x value is going to be, was this 1 and 5. Okay. And if I break this into two separate equations, y equals ABS, x plus 1, y equals ABS, 2x minus 4. Okay. Lo and behold, okay, I have the place where they cross twice at 1, 2, and 5, 6. And so again, just more ways of solving the same thing, just different representations and using graphing to help us as well. So that's it for this video. As always, if you guys have questions, please let us know. Pretty short video. Yeah, and have a great rest of your day.